Oh, g'day guys. I just thought I might jump in and do an early preview for the Launnie Cup on Wednesday. Just a bit of housekeeping early on. Rails out 3 metres the entire. Track's a good 4. There's a couple of showers forecast over the next couple of days, but only very minor, so I think we're pretty safe betting on the sort of good 4 type rating. They raced on the True on Sunday. So with the slight rail movement, you'd imagine the track should play pretty fair and give everything its chance. So I'll pop up a couple of other tips probably Tuesday arvo, but just thought I'd pop the cup up early. So it's race 9. We've got a late start at 6:15. So could be some people nice and travelling real well by then, but and very, very tough race. Betting obviously supports it, sort of $4 the field, and when you get races like that, it divides opinion, and obviously the major benefit is if you get it right, you get rewarded. So perennially, you can't even say the word, the Hobart Cup's the major lead in each year. This year it's a little bit tricky because the Hobart Cup was a dead set snooze fest. Actually, I think I've got the results here. So pretty punk one. And the thing to take note of here is the last 600 metres, 35.92, end of a 2,400 metre race. Like, you've got Pleasuring over sort of the Stake came out and bolted in the Oaks. She finished off in 37.97, so about 12 lengths slower. Hell of a Street in a 1,400 metre race, 36.99, so about 6 lengths slower. The best 2-year-olds in the state over 1,100 finished off in 36.32, so they're about almost 3 lengths slower for the last 600. And you've got the Open Sprinters over 1,100 finished off in 36.4, so half a second slower as well. It just shows how ridiculously slowly they went in the Hobart Cup, which in slow run races make for very, very tricky form references. I had a decent bet on Andrea Mantegna in the Cup, and it was fair to come no betting in the run. It was going to bolt in. I thought it was the best 2,000 metre horse in the race. Had its chance, just got outstayed. So I must admit I'm a tad concerned at in a truly run 2,400, which the Launnie Cup, there's a lot more early speed in the race. But definitely sort of right up there. Pretty punk. Hard to see her turning the table. 3 kilo weight difference this time. Sort of, have to go with Andrea to beat her home. But a lot of horses get ticks here. Fastnet Dragon, Up Cups. Up Cups carried 59 in the Cup last year. He's down to 54 this year. East Ender had to be ridden upside down because they were going that slowly. I think he actually ran the quickest last 1,000 and 1,200 metre splits of the race, even though he's been beaten 3 lengths. Brilliant Jet actually ran the quickest last 200 split, and Settler Stone was working home very well despite running 3rd last. It's the one thing with Settler Stone, he'll keep coming all day. Lacks speed, but he'll stay all day. So might be very, very tricky as a form reference. Still go with Andrea as the form reference out of that. But from my perspective, I've actually landed on Barisha. Actually keen on the 2 new kids on the block here in Barisha and Bondiga. Bondiga, not entirely sure. Heard it called both. I'll touch on Barisha firstly. If we just delve into his form, he's had a couple of starts since joining John Sadler. Was formerly with Robert Smurden, which obviously does give some cause for concern with the old text message scandal, but he's shown enough in the 2 starts sent for the new stable. Like, he was unbelievable run at Colac over 2,000 metres. We might just have a quick look at that. So he carries these orangey colours.
Your horse skipped leg day? Cancel your bet mid-race with the fold.
We'll just mute it. So he's orange colours. Sorry, he's the sort of out wide here trying to slot in. Doesn't get a chance to go back. So here he is last on the outside. Okay, you think Launnie Cup. And you see he makes a long sustained run and just keeps coming and coming all the way to the line. Here he is out here. He's second up over 2,000. He doesn't get warm until he gets to this type of trip. Just so he knuckles down the last couple of hundred here. Yeah, he's obviously going to eat up an extra 400 metres in trip. You know, and whilst it is like Launnie Cup, you sort of say, oh, Launnie. If we delve a bit further into his form, like first up at Flemington, he was very good, savage the line over 1,700 behind, what's the horse of Cummings's? The Godolphin horse, just can't think of its name. We'll just click on that. Morton's Fork. And there are probably a couple of other runs of interest, probably like Cranbourne Cup over 2,000 metres. He went round the Geelong Cup and then a couple of, you know, Preves ran fourth in the Sandown Classic sort of, you know, level weights. Almandon ran second. So, but we'll have a look at the Cranbourne Cup here. So he's in the blue, the light blue colours here. Once again, drops out the back. You see, got grey line in front. Is it Folkeswood at 3 wide coming around them in the Godolphin colours? And here he is here. And you see he gets sort of loses a little bit of momentum on the turn here, then the gap comes and just see he gets stopped in his tracks a little bit, but still a pretty good ride to get through. If he came round, he would have lost about 3 lengths. You know, like in Grey Lion came out of this and ran, I think he ran second in the Geelong Cup. And just look, this is over 2,000 metres as well, and he's savaging the line again. And obviously we all sort of know Folkeswood. You know, like at his next start, Folkeswood came out and ran third in a 2,000 metre race at Moonee Valley behind some battling mare, what's by the name of Winks, in that Cox Plate. So obviously form held up pretty well there, and I think he then ran 5th in the Emirates, whatever it's called nowadays. So that's class. So even though like he's carrying 59, when you first look at this you think, oh gee, he's carrying 59, he's given these horses 4 and 5 kilos. Like, he carried 62.5 in that Launnie race where he savaged the line. There's going to be a lot more speed in the race this year. The mighty J-Rod, you know, he let one last start at Flemington, keeping the speed on, made it a sustained staying test. Give him a sneaky hope too, down on the minimum. But at Launceston, they tend to all take off about the 600 or 700 metre mark. And I see Barisha trucking into on the back of them and just keeps grinding home over the top of them, even with the weight. I'm not too concerned there. Yeah, so we've just got the odds here. So you can see it's a little bit all over the shop. They did bet $8 early, Barisha. I actually think he'll start favourite. Andre Montagna probably jumps about $5. I reckon sort of low 4s for Barisha. Pretty Punk will blow the weight. Bondiga probably get out to $8.59. And all of these will just drift marginally. Like Up Cup's East End, it's probably about his right price now. Settler Stone's one you can entertain at $31 for a couple of dollars. So we're pretty keen Barisha. As we said though, we might just have a quick look at the Hobart Cup. This is generally the best form reference. You see they're just absolutely cantering. You know, so just tread warily if you're using this as a form reference. You can see East Ender here. Then you got beaten 3 lengths at the end. Look how slow they're going, like fair dinkum. No wonder they sort of ran the quickest last 600 of the day. And here's Pretty Punk. You know, like, based on the tempo, these two horses had to run 1-2. They probably had the best form going into the race, but given they've gone so slowly and they're dashed home, it's impossible for anything to give them a start and a beating home. So you can see that bit of nous shown here by Sigrid Carr and Craig Newitt. Probably why they're the couple of the premier jockeys in the state. You know, like, fair dinkum thought was going to win for fun here, Andrea. And just gets outstayed, which is why I'm slightly concerned if it's truly run. And so we've got Fastnet Dragon, he keeps plugging home. You can see Settler Stone out wide here with the cheek pieces, just keeps grinding as well. Brilliant Jet in the middle here. Here's Up Cups. Inside was a bit of a no-go zone all day, so plenty of merit and hits run. El Da Vinci. You can see these two though, sort of, they're going away from the rest of them on the line. So, and if we just emphasise, like, they've nearly, is generally at the end of a 2500 race, you'll have great disparity in the closing splits, but they're virtually all, you see there, like they've all run in the 24s the last 400, all run in the 12 seconds the last 200, and all in the 36s the last 600. So that never happens. So tread warily, but pretty keen Barisha. As I mentioned, like, it's still $7 is good shopping. Said I'll be very surprised if he doesn't jump favourite. Yeah, but that's it from me. Like, it's not a race I've got great conviction about, but thought I'd pop up a preview. That's where I'm at. Barisha. So I'll probably sneak out for a look on Cup Day. So anybody gets there, a couple on the day that I'll probably keen on. Race 3, I'm pretty keen on a couple here. I've got sports bets anyway, markets up currently. Speed on Over and Welcome Invader. I'll probably back both of them. Welcome Invader's been screaming out to lead in the race. I think he gets his chance, and Speed and Over, McCool's written it twice for 2 wins, so happy to be on both of them for same collect. In the 2-year-old classic, Milveen's been 21 in dates, and I managed to sneak a few coins on it, some juicy odds, so be cheering it home, but probably forced to pick one of the locals just from barrier 1. I think second over might be able to turn the tables, and very, very tricky betting card. So and just one at odds here. I think Nadam at $16 down on the minimum might be worth a few coins. So anyway, guys, no real morals, but I'll pop something up for the full card tomorrow. So let's hope Barisha can do the job. You know what you're going to get. It's going to be out the back, circling them from last. But, you know, it's the one thing, like big weights, they obviously matter, but I'd still sort of hark back to the days working with Mark Reed where John Size used to be sort of regular and name-dropping me. John Size wouldn't know me from Jonah if I was standing next to him, but he mentioned there one day that weights generally matter more for horses who are sit and sprint types, the ones who pull out and grind home, it doesn't have a big an impact with. So, and as I mentioned, whilst he's carrying 59, he's actually dropping 3.5 from his last run, which had Back Me Next Time written all over it anyway. So anyway, that's where we're at. So let's have a good day and hope we can snare a winner or two. But anyway, guys, until I pop the full preview up, we'll leave it there and we'll catch you later. Cheers.